Everybody, let me just put this at a different angle so you guys can just hear me out. I just wanted to talk about Nikocado, avacado, and Lynn Reid, and the aspect they have in the funeral business, because I cannot talk about the physical aspects except what we see in the preparation room and what affects the funeral business, because I'm not a medical expert. I'm just in the funeral business, so I'm not going to get into anything physical except for maybe preparation room issues. I just wanted to express that Eugenia Cooney, with those issues that I spoke about before in a previous stream or a previous video, obesity issues are just as worse. And when I say just as worse, it really has to do with the family. Obesity is on the rise. It's been on the rise, especially in America. Oversized caskets are, I would say, about 25% more expensive than a regular average casket. Also, when it comes to cremation, you're going to be spending a lot more, because the cremation process takes about 5 hours for an obese person to be cremated than it does maybe 2 hours for someone of a normal, not normal, I'm not saying anyone who is obese is not a normal individual, but just their weight, it's not an average normal weight, so it takes a lot more time. So if we don't know what happens and what you could feel if you die, like, we don't know anything about that. So what if you do feel when you die? I don't think you do, but who knows? So when you go into a cremation retort, which is the cremation device in general, you are going to be there for longer, which means a higher cost. Now, this is going to affect your family more, because they're going to, unless you have some type of pre-need need that's available, like, unless you pretty much put together your arrangements with your own money beforehand, where your family is not obligated to pay, which a lot of people don't do. They usually have to settle estates and do all that first. So this money is going to be coming out of families' pockets unless you have everything set up. So really the main issue is family members are going to have to take on the burden of the extra cost that it is, to pay for these, things. Also, it is very, if we get called for an obese body, we have to make some calls for help, we have to make some calls. The number one injury in the funeral business is back problems associated with this, and lifting bodies in general, especially the obese. Obese bodies decompose faster, which means there's probably going to be an extra charge for embalming as well. So a lot of this has to do with financial burdens of the family. Now, in the prep room, embalming, if it's not a good process to have to undergo, it's very invasive. It's not minimum care. It's very, very difficult to have to see your family member go through this if you know what it is, you know, because we're not just, you know, taking out your blood and putting embalming chemicals in there. You know, you're being ripped open, you are being gutted out, stabbed with a trocar, which takes all of the blood and all of the unnecessary stuff out of your organs. It's pretty much a big knife with a suction cup on the back that you stab a person with in their stomach, and in all areas of the abdomen, and, you know, sometimes a little further up, to get the extra blood out, because if the blood is sitting in your body for too long, it's going to raise to the bottom and turn into livor mortis, which is more of a cosmetic issue, and causes a lot of problems, which will also add to more restorative art cost, possibly. It depends on your funeral home and what they decide. So there's going to be a lot more processes that have to be done for someone who's overweight. So it takes a toll on the family, it takes a toll on the funeral home, and for yourself and your body, you know, even after you die, you know, to be put in all these circumstances where everything's going to take a lot longer. You know, I guess it's a good thing if you choose, if your family chooses to, you know, do a burial instead of cremation, that you're going to decay faster, if you want to go faster. But most people want to be preserved. They don't want, you know, they don't want to think of that thought. But if you're overweight, it causes a lot of problems for your family, because especially if they want to see you for the last time, they're going to have to do embalming, or else they're going to have to do a closed casket. Caskets for oversized individuals are on the rise, and they are expensive. They are expensive, and it's a lot. So when I talk about Eugenia Cooney and the aspects of that, there's also issues that I see, you know, with Lynn Reid and people like Nikocado, avacado, that eat for a living or have problem after problem. And I understand it's an addiction, but I don't know. I think it's an addiction for Lynn Reid, but I'm not too sure about Nikocado avocado. I know he was, you know, thin before he started his YouTube channel. So I think these mukbangs, you know, if they keep going and going, it's just not good. First of all, it's unhealthy. We just know that for a fact. You know, you don't have to be a medical expert to know that it's unhealthy to be extremely overweight. I'm not saying I'm the skinniest person ever. I am not. I'm not over double digits yet. But I'm not gorging myself, you know, for money. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of problems, and most of these problems are going to have to reflect on your family, and you don't want to do that to your family, you know, unless you set up something for yourself beforehand with a funeral home. It's going to have to come out of someone else's pocket until your estate is settled, and the funds go where they need to go. So someone's going to have to put up that money. And they might not be as rich as you. So it's sad. It is sad. It's a lot. I do have a lot of things to do today. As you can see, I have a little one. You can see from the car seat back there. I have to get some things done. But I wanted to bring this up real quick because I am going to be making a video entailing more about this. So watch out for that if you're interested in this type of content. It's just, it's a hardship on a lot of people. The people that are doing this work for you and your family. And the number one thing most people care about is their family and, you know, what's left, you know, after. And let's say you're not married, you know, if you're not married, your next of kin is usually your children, if they're over 18. And imagine, you know, imagine if your child has to put down the money for that. And what if you do decide to be cremated? Some people come to watch. And imagine watching a 5-hour cremation because it takes that much longer. You don't want to put your family through that. I've seen families hurt so bad. And it's just known that obese people, you know, they decompose faster. If they're not being cremated, they decompose faster than someone who's emaciated or someone who is coming straight from the hospital, let's say due to cancer or radiation. There's a lot of issues for the family. And that's what breaks my heart the most. Usually there's going to be an extra charge because they might have to use a special lift. You know, just to get you off the ground onto the cot, just to get you from the cot to the preparation room where they're going to do the embalming. And, you know, most people want to see their family for the last time. And if you're obese, you're going to decompose faster, so they're going to have to do embalming if they want an open casket. So, it's sad, but I'm going to touch on this more in a video. So that will be coming soon. I just wanted to speak about this real quick and let you guys know that that is coming. Because, you know, if we talk about Eugenia Cooney and how I think that she's almost there, I think it's only fair to talk about the opposite, you know? And when I see overweight people come into the preparation room, well, by the way, the preparation room is where embalming takes place, and procedures that are not minimum care. Well, they do minimum care also in the preparation room, usually like brushing hair, cleaning the body, and all of that. But you're not going to be able to see your loved one. You might be able to see them through some glass or, you know, to that nature, if you're not getting embalming or doing a open casket funeral, especially if someone's overweight, because they decompose faster. So it's going to be up to the funeral home to make a decision if you're going to see your loved one, which is sad also. So I recommend that anyone overweight or someone who does mukbangs for a living to set up their funeral arrangements in advance, so their family doesn't have to take on the costly expenses of this. And also, I know that there was a case in 2014 where a cremation center blew up because someone obese was being cremated. And who knows what type of, suits can come from that, and civil suits. And, we don't want that policed on a family, especially after a death, Death and dying is a very scary subject. People don't study it beforehand because it's scary, and I don't blame them. I personally have to. I just have to, because that's what I do. So I have to think about this every day. Most people don't. But yeah, livor mortis is going to set in right away. The liquidation of your fats and proteins are just going to happen right away, and it's just a mess. And it's something that your family, if the funeral director or the manager, owner of the business will let you have a look, it's going to be something you don't want. So most people, they want to see their loved ones before they go. So I would assume either it's going to be a very long cremation process, 5 hours instead of 2, or maybe more. And the whole place can blow up. So, these are just some topics that I'm going to touch on. I'm about to go into the grocery store. I got to pick up some stuff for my baby. And just know videos coming on that, because I want it to be fair. I made a video on Eugenia Cooney and how I thought she was going to be leaving this world soon. And I do still think that, because what I see in the preparation room of emaciated bodies that have gone through radiation, chemo, or just, old age, or, some type of medical issue, when they come to us, she looks worse than them, and it's very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And she doesn't see it. And still, the clips that I see, that she's still going. And you can go, but you're going to end up with issues that are going to be irreversible. And like I said, I'm not a medical expert. I'm just in the funeral business, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But those are just obvious. And you can talk to anyone who's dealt with an eating disorder, and they're going to tell you that. I know that everyone that commented on my video about this, I know that they talked about it. I know that they said, a lot of them said that they have irreversible damage from their eating disorder, that they couldn't even see at the time. So if I made a video on that, I'm going to make a video on the contrary, on other people. It's only fair. It's only fair. So I just want to let you know that, I know nobody's probably watching this. I see 2 viewers. Hello. I think I went up to 3 before. I know I'm not a big channel. Not doing this for views or clicks, or this is just to get awareness out there, and just show, this is gonna fall on your family if you don't make arrangements, especially when you're obese. But with the Eugenia thing, that's just, it's so devastating to deal with a young death. That's gonna have to, especially with a family that is in denial about their daughter being so sick. If she falls and drops at her home, an autopsy is going to have to be done, and nobody wants an autopsy done on them unless there is a homicide case, or they want to know what happened. And so they're gonna request, or they're gonna want an autopsy, or it's just gonna be done naturally, because the family, you know, is gonna be like, what happened? Because they're in denial. But usually for people of her age, they do an autopsy anyway. So I just want to let you guys know that a video will be coming on the opposite spectrum of not just people dealing with anorexia, but people that are dealing with other types of eating disorders, and how it relates to dealing with the issues in the afterlife, and who it comes down to, and what it comes down to, and some of these things I already brought up in this video, but I will be going into more detail. I know some people suggested that, but yeah, like I said, you know, it may sound like a good thing that obese people decompose faster than someone emaciated, but in the end, it's not, because you're going to be paying for that embalming, and you're going to be paying all these extra charges for enlarged caskets and lifters that are on the rise. You know, there's people making so much money because the obesity rates are going up and up and up. So I'm gonna let you guys go, but I just want to say thank you for tuning in. The few that are, I see you. Thank you. And you guys have a good day. Just know that a video is coming on that, because I want it to be fair. I think it's only, you know, if you look at one side, you have to look at the other. You know, it's just only fair, especially if there's complications there as well. So you guys have a great day. I will be, I'll set a reminder. I'll put that up, that it's coming soon. So I'll let you guys know when that video is up. And until then, you guys have a blessed day. You guys take care. Bye.